I chose to come to Lakeland primarily because of the location and because of the ease of coming as a PSEO student. I grew up in Ashtabula County. I looked at other regional and local colleges as a PSEO student, and I found Lakeland to be the most inviting, to have the easiest transition for high school students looking to move into the PSEO program. And I also found the depth and breadth of courses that Lakeland offered to be very suitable for me as I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. And I think I was really fortunate to learn quickly what it is that I did like, which was putting the puzzle together, figuring out how the numbers worked, figuring out what made business move, and figuring out how it is that companies decide whether or not they're actually running an effective and efficient, and most importantly for companies, a profitable business. And so it was the Accounting Principles course here at Lakeland Community College which helped me figure out that it was accounting that was my attraction in life and what I wanted to do with my career. What drew me into the accounting field was getting it where a lot of other people didn't. A lot of people, I think, figure out what they want to do in life by a process of elimination. First figuring out what it is that they don't like to do, and taking a lot of courses or doing a lot of jobs that they ultimately leave and don't look back upon fondly. For me, I was fortunate to have that breadth and depth of courses that Lakeland offered, and to get exposure to multiple areas of business so that I could hone in on which one specifically I wanted to specialize in, since specialization is so important to having a successful professional career today. So it was fortunate for me that in my first year here at Lakeland, I took Janice Ivancic's, Professor Ivancic's Accounting Principles 1 course, and it all just fit together perfectly for me. I was getting things that 90% of the class was struggling with, and knew that that's what I wanted to do with my career. Lakeland did an excellent job preparing me for the workforce. The real-world methodologies that were taught by the professors here, the grounded nature of how they brought the theoretical to the practical, made it really a seamless transition to a four-year college as well as to the workforce. I think one of the common misconceptions about the accounting profession is that it's very narrow, that we're all bean counters. There's a broad diversity of things that you can do with an accounting degree. And in fact, a lot of people who have accounting degrees actually run the business and use their foundational knowledge of accounting to better run a business. They're not actually the ones who are putting books together. So in terms of my position, we investigate financial crimes. We investigate international bribery and corruption under a US law that's known as the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act. We get called in oftentimes also when a company has a suspicion, a tip, a confession about an employee embezzling from them. And we help our clients to establish whether or not those sorts of things are in fact happening, and if so, what is the magnitude of those sort of events. The end game is making sure that the financial statements are right. That's one of the areas that I bring the accounting discipline to bear for. The other is in the quantification and the knowing where to look for fraud and for misappropriation, malfeasance. The accounting profession is very diverse. Business today is very global. In the Big Four environment, you have people from all walks of life, people who came, like myself, from very humble beginnings, people who came from families of accountants. You have people who've come from all around the world, and frankly, we look for people with those sorts of global and diversified skill sets. In my group, because we do a lot of international work, we're often looking for people who, in addition to understanding accounting and business, speak a foreign language. Probably more than half of my team of about 100 people grew up not speaking English as their first language. So I think that it takes a special person to be an accountant, but I think at the same time, anybody who wants to be an accountant, who has the drive, the initiative, to put the puzzle together, to figure out how businesses work, to help them operate more efficiently, can be an accountant. Well, I think college is what you put into it. I think that a lot of people gravitate towards colleges that have very big names, thinking that if they get that name on their resume, that will make them as a person. And I think that certainly there's value in a name, but I think that there's more value coming out of an education that's based upon what you put into it. And so I would say don't discount a small name, leverage the opportunity because it's just as big here as it is anywhere else.